Yeah. No enthusiasm.
No enthusiasm, right? Sit straight up and down upright. Perfect. Now you'll feel it in the base of your brain. Somebody who gets it, right? We're doing the same. And you feel it deep here in the back of your brain. This person and I are on the same playing field, right? Good. Now, shouldn't we start the interview at this point? I think so. All we've said at this point is, hi, my name's Otis. Nice to meet you.
Sure, yeah.
Right? But how much have we really communicated to this point? And snap judgment time, that's been 7 seconds. But how much have you learned about me as a person before the interview has even begun?
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit, right? Master it. Enthusiasm, professional dress, handshakes, and body language, okay? As a consequence of body language, remember to use your hands. Have you ever heard of the phrase, perhaps when you're watching Sunday morning news shows, this person is just a talking head?
Oh.
Sure, they put you to sleep, right?
Yeah.
It's the guys that you don't want to watch. You flip through them, right? Why are they called talking heads?
It's just the heads talking.
It's just the heads talking. It's self-explanatory. They're not engaging. Now I call this the Bill Clinton, okay? You don't have to like what he says. You don't have to approve of what he says. But when he talks, you can't deny he's not passionate about what he's saying because he uses his hands.
Yeah.
Now, tell me something. Ask me to tell you about something in particular. Anything at all. Maybe you want to know something about me. Maybe you want me to talk about something. I know you're a musician.
Yeah.
You play what instrument?
Drums.
You play the drums.
Yeah.
I don't play the drums, right? But you're not going to know it. I love playing the drums, right? I absolutely love the feeling of sitting with an audience and knowing that they are so engaged in what I'm doing that they're lost in the moment. Now, I've not said anything of note or of value, but I'm talking with my hands, and you would be hard-pressed to find somebody who doesn't believe in what I'm saying.
Totally.
It's your hands, right? Now, how do we ensure that we use our hands? Well, in terms of body language, don't lock yourself up beneath the table. A lot of times the nerves get us wrapped up and we clench up under the table. Right? It's called putting up a shield. You don't want to be hurt by this person who's never met you before, who supposedly has all this power over you.
Right.
We lock up, we put a shield. And the shield can also manifest as distance. Right? That's not good, you see. So give yourself some ample room. Force your hands to be open, right? If this happens, this is okay because this lends itself to using your hands. Now, there's never really a right answer for hand gestures, right? Bigger. Does this mean bigger? Apparently it does, but how does this relate to big? You know, we do these little things like I'm doing right now, and as you become conscious of it, you feel weird about it. But when you're just going on memory and instinct, it doesn't matter. You're building a good picture, right? So don't worry about what your hands are doing. They're always going to be helping you, not hurting you.
Okay.
Okay? Use your hands. Now, let's start the interview. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, would you believe this is much simpler than people understand? It's a game. That's all it is a game, right? And like any game or contest, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? Do you mind if I see your resume that you gave me?
Not at all.
Okay, good. Perfect. Now, we've never met before. We've met very little before, right? And this is going to decide who is going to take this job. Nerves are in play. Right?
Yes.
Your future is in play.
Yes.
Absolutely, right? And like any contest, at the beginning of a basketball game, you have a tip-off. In a football game, you have a kickoff. In other words, there's an icebreaker.
Right.
Right? What do you think is the best and typically most used icebreaker question to open any interview? What do you think it is? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Tell me a little bit, yeah, okay.
Right? And you know this. The first question you're going to get is, tell me a little bit about yourself, Otis.
Wow.
Just start talking. Just start moving your lips because that means you know I'm not here to hurt you. The first question is usually some variation of, tell me about yourself. Now, good candidates come equipped with their resumes in hand prior to sitting down, right? And as you sit down, you're going to give them copies of the resume, even though you know they already have it, because by having extra copies, you show that you are what?
Prepared.
Prepared. You're a winner, right? So I've got this extra copy of your resume. Great, I'm looking at it. And this question has just come out of my mouth. Tell me about yourself. Now, most people who try to impress me, they try to answer questions the exact way they were asked, which we'll explore in a moment, or they won't really think about what they're saying in terms of giving me the right answer, right? Tell me about yourself. Most people who've handed me a resume start talking about their what?
Their education?
Their education, their resume, their work experience. They tell me what I already
know.
they've wasted their first opportunity to tell me something new, right? The resume gives me facts on the page. Wouldn't you agree? I see you went to this school. I see you had this job. What I don't see are the stories behind it. What did you learn? What did you love about this institution? Where did you learn in this job? Who was your favorite coworker? In other words, think of your resume like a movie trailer, and you're the motion picture, right? This is a piece of paper. You're a human being. Elaborate on the page. Tell me everything behind this. That's how you can answer that question and still be germane to the topic while offering me new information. For instance, you went to the University of North Texas.
Yes.
I see that. What did you think about North Texas? What did you love about it?
I love the environment. It's just not only the professors that taught you how to play the instrument and master your instrument. It was the student body. It was the talented kids that went to that school. And you're learning from all these other people, and you're listening outside their rehearsal room, and you're like, oh my God, he can do that?
See, I don't see that on the page. That's a great story. I love that. You're telling me about you, and you're giving me such good information, right?
Yeah.
That's a key way to answer it. For instance, I saw that you worked at a legal clinic.
Yes.
Same story would apply. What do you know? What did you love about it? What did you learn? These things we need to see, right? Tell me about yourself. Good. Tell me about yourself. Don't tell me what's on the resume. Crucial.
Okay.
Okay? Good.
So even although it's not, can I ask you a question?
Go right ahead.
Although it's not legal, law related, should I talk about my music? Because that's really strong.
Tell me about who?
Me. Period. Okay, got you. Because I'll
Tell me about you,
Gotcha.
right? You've made it to the interview by this point.
Yeah.
You can tell me about you. I've established that you are probably going to be an attorney.
Right. So
But you're not just an attorney.
right.
You're a
I'm an entertainer. I'm a drummer. I'm a
you're a
musician.
drumming attorney.
Yeah, exactly.
That's your angle.
That
There's
is
no
my
one
angle.
else like you.
There you go.
That's it, right?
I gotta push that in there. Thank you.
That's good. Talk about yourself. Don't try to impress me because I already know this stuff. Make sense? Now you can use the resume in your presentation through the interview as a checklist. You might have a mental box here, a mental box here, one here, and one here.
Right.
And as we go through the interview, you might mentally check off, you mentioned your education, but perhaps at some point you need to mention that you were proficient in some computer program.
Mm-hmm.
You can work that in somewhere, right?
Gotcha.
That's all the opening is of the contest. It's an icebreaker. Just so you recognize, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm trying to find someone who can fit my puzzle.
Gotcha.
That's it. That's all it is. Now, the middle is the bulk of the contest. Now, wouldn't you agree that an interview is a sales pitch?
Yes.
Right. You're trying to sell yourself to me. Now, a good candidate, perhaps one who's gotten the interview, is not going to come out and tell me something bad about them voluntarily, right?
No.
They don't want to shoot themselves in the feet.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I know this. What you're giving me is marshmallow fluff,
Exactly.
right? How much nutritional content do I find in marshmallow fluff?
Nada.
Nada. Nothing. Zilch, right? It's nothing against you. You're just like every other candidate.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to conduct a Carfax report on you, if you may, right? I'm trying to see past the fluff to find some value.
Right.
If you're not going to tell me anything bad, how do you think I go about conducting my Carfax report? By asking tough questions. Now, these tough questions, they're not designed to make you feel inferior. An interview is not just about me interviewing you. You're also interviewing me to decide if you even want to work here. These questions are not designed to make you hate me. This is simply designed for me to get a better picture of you beyond your sales pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, there are two types of questions. Only two types of questions you will ever be asked in an interview. The first type is what I call a story question. Tell me about a time you worked somewhere, right? What's your favorite experience, right? Basically, a variation of the opening, tell me about yourself.
Right.
It's a story, just start moving your lips.
Right.
Now, the second type of question is the crucial part of the interview. It's what I call a negative connotation question. Notice I'm doing the Bill Clinton thumb. I didn't even realize it,
Wow.
right?
He
A
does-
negative,
He does.
it's the thumb, right?
It's the thumb.
You could YouTube it. There's going to be all kinds of videos about it. We
Yeah.
love it, we hate it, but they talk about it.
Yeah.
So, a negative connotation question, right? Now, listen for the negative. Tell me a strength and,
Weakness.
you hear the negative? Tell me 3 things you don't like about this industry, right? Tell me about a time you worked with somebody you didn't like. Hear the negative? Now, that's a negative disguised as a story. Tell me about a time you talked about somebody or you worked with somebody you didn't like. My personal favorite question. Why shouldn't I hire you?
Yeah. That was like.
Boom! People's heads explode when they hear this, right? Why shouldn't I hire you? Now, would you believe there's only one way to answer all of those questions? Only one way. And you know the answer. and I've done this thousands of times, you're going to tell